Greetings, classic cinema and TV fans. Jason here with you on another Retro Drive-In podcast. And today we're taking a trip back in time to a different time, to the early 80s. This is a really fun one. If you were an 80s child, you know how cool the 80s was. If not, well, then you missed out. But whatever the case may be, the 80s was a really fun time, and we're going to talk about a specific year in the 80s, 1982, with a brand new release from MVD Rewind Collection. This is going to be a lot of fun, so be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And let's jump into this. All right, so this is a brand new release from MVD Rewind Collection. This is 1982, the greatest geek year ever. I love this. I love the looks of that. That is so cool. The moment I saw this, I was like, this has to be the coolest thing. It just screams 80s. It just screams 80s. It is so cool. This is a documentary about 1982, and how awesome it truly was. The 80s was a fun time. You had, VCRs, you had Atari, you had the beginning of video games, if you will. And all this type of stuff. It was just amazing. But probably one of the coolest parts of the 80s, especially 1982, was the fact of the movies. The movies were just jam-packed. There was so many amazing movies in 1982. It really was. When I look back at it, and I thought about the different films throughout the years, and there's been a lot of films. Every year has several really awesome films, and there have been there's like 3 years that really stand out to me, other than 82, where the films were just amazing. Go back to 1939. 1939 was an amazing year for the simple reason that we saw a lot of amazing films in 1939. You had Gone with the Wind, you had The Wizard of Oz, you had Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, which was an amazing film. Of Mice and Men was 1932. Goodbye, Mr. Chips was another great film from 1939. And of course, Dark Victory was in 1939. Amazing year for films. But then when you fast forward and you go to 1955, every time I think 1955, I think Back to the Future, but that's another issue. But anyway, but 1955 had some amazing films as well. There was not one but two of James Dean's only 3 films that he ever did took place in 1955. You had Rebel Without a Cause and you had East of Eden. Both of those took place in 1955. Amazing. Let's see. Bad Day at Black Rock was 1955. There was Blackboard Jungle. I remember seeing that as a young kid and being absolutely just entranced with the 50s culture. I love that film. Let's see, there was 7 Year Itch with Marilyn Monroe. That was a really fun film. There was Marty, the Academy Award winning film Marty. That was in 1955. Oklahoma, the epic musical Oklahoma, took place in 1955. To Catch a Thief, amazing Cary Grant film, took place in 1955. What else? Amazing. The Night of the Hunter took place in 1955. That's a great film. If you've never seen The Night of the Hunter, check that one out. That is a great film. Yeah, 1955 was epic. But just as epic was 1974. When you get down to it, 1974, we saw Chinatown, okay? The Great Gatsby was 1974. Let's see, a film we just reviewed here on this channel a little bit ago, a new Blu-ray release, Lords of Flatbush was 1974. Let's see, oh, there was not one but two Mel Brooks classics. You had Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein, both released in 1974. Amazing. And then probably one of my favorite, slasher films from back in the day was Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre took place released in 1974. I mean, amazing when you think about all those films took place in 1974. I mean, these were films in a time when you look at it, were just epic amounts of shows and movies taking place and releasing in 1 year is just amazing. But 1982, pretty much when you get down to it, everything released in 1982 has almost become a classic or a cult classic. When I watched this documentary, this is about almost I think it's about two and a half hours. I think it's an epic documentary. It takes place and it goes from TV to movies to pop culture to video games and just relays everything that happened in 82, which is an amazing thing when you think about it. But when you think of movies from 1982, there were so many. Now, I knew there were some. I knew 82 was a great year for movies, but I had no clue until I watched this, and they started listing them off, and I started watching them, and seeing this documentary, and I started going, oh yeah, that is 19, oh wow, that is 19, and I was like, wow, this is insane. Tons of stuff. I'm not gonna go through every one of them because I don't have time for all that, but just some of them. Blade Runner, Harrison Ford, was released in 1982. The Amazing, The Thing, the remake of The Thing from Another World, the Kurt Russell film, 1982. Fast Times at Ridgemont High was 1982. Rambo, First Blood, 1982. Unbelievable. Poltergeist, one of the best. Poltergeist, 1982. Tootsie was 1982. Dark Crystal, an amazing Jim Henson production. Loved that film. Another Sylvester Stallone film, Rocky 3, the third Rocky movie, was 1982, which is insane to even think about. Creepshow was 1982. Gandhi, the great Gandhi was released in 1982. Buddy cop movie, 48 Hours, 1982. That's unbelievable. Oh yeah, one of my favorites, Swamp Thing. Yeah, we have Swamp Thing. MVD just released that on 4K. Love that release. That was released in 1982, and I love that film so much. Tron, the classic Tron, was released in 1982. That's unbelievable. Some of these are just crazy to even think. Annie, the musical. Let's see, what else was... Beastmaster. Oh, I love Beastmaster. That is like... it's not a great film, but it's an exciting film and a lot of fun. And that's what you really want with films. It doesn't have to be a tremendously written thing or whatever. It just has to be fun. And that's why Beastmaster is so much fun to me. King of Comedy, really a good film. That was released 1982. And Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, probably one of the best of the Star Trek movies. Oh, it's so great. That was released in 1982. Let's see, Conan the Barbarian, 1982. Just tons of stuff when you think about it. You think of TV as well. I was shocked to think about all the TV shows that were released in 1982. There was Cagney and Lacey, Cheers, Family Ties, Knight Rider, Newhart. Let's see, Ripley's Believe It or Not was debuted in 1982. Silver Spoons. Let's see, St. Elsewhere, Square Pegs, T.J. Hooker. All these 1982. It's unbelievable. That's why this release here was such a necessity, in my opinion, because 1982 was a great year for cinema and for TV as far as that goes. And so this was a really awesome release. This comes with a slipcover here, as you can see. It's the same artwork on the inside, but pretty cool. Something that I love about this is with the MVD Rewind collections is they always give you the mini posters. I think the mini posters are really, really cool. Love that. When you look at the inside cover there, it kind of looks like an old bedroom from the 1980s. It's really awesome. That's pretty cool. The disc art, it kind of looks like an old VHS tape with the label, which is kind of cool. I love that. In this, you get the 2.5 hour documentary, and there is bonus audio commentaries, deleted and extended scenes, fan speak, featurette. There's a 2022 San Diego Comic-Con panel. There's the trailer. All kinds of cool stuff in this release. This is just epic. I absolutely loved this documentary. I'm telling you, this was a great release. I will say, just for purposes of just being transparent here, this documentary does have some adult language in it. There is some of the F word in it, so you do have that. So you do have to be very careful if you're offended by that profanity, then you do have to take that into consideration. So it is something to just look into and just think and be aware of before you go into this. But this was a great documentary. It really was. And 82 was a great year. It really was for cinema. It's amazing to think that really, when you get down to it, 1982, the one that won Best Oscar, Gandhi. Gandhi was a great film. Don't get me wrong. I think E.T. got robbed. E.T. had everything. E.T. had everything. It was heart, it was action, it was adventure, it was comedy, it was a perfect thrill ride. It was a great film, and it deserved a Best Oscar for Best Picture. It was robbed. I'm telling you, E.T. was robbed. That should have got Best Picture. It really should have, but yeah, it was a great year. It really was. So if you love the cinema as much as I do, yeah, you need to check out 1982. This new documentary from the good folks at releasing from MVD Rewind Collection. Pretty cool. All right, thank you for joining me today. Let me know your thoughts of 1982. What was your favorite film of 1982? Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Check out our full written review at Classic Cinema Plus of 1982. And until we're next time with another Retro Drive-In podcast, this is Jason reminding you that if you want to see a great film or a TV series, check out a classic. And we'll see you next time. Have a good day. Bye.